Something that's been going on since the early 2010s. And that's the propaganda against women with that new wave feminism that started back in 2010, I want to say around 2012-ish era. And it's honestly done us worse. We all look around, we see it, especially for us guys out there. It's the constant the dating now. This dating scene sucks. Women just don't know how to feel about themselves. They're confused all the time. And Jordan Peterson, I think I said this multiple times in all my other videos, is just that he predicted this with Bill C-16. We confuse so many women with their gender and their identity. Most of them can't tell you what they are, who they are. And as we keep getting into this, right? We look around us, it's not normal. We have these girls that have like different colored hair, it's everywhere. And honestly, it's getting more, like I think it was less than what? Maybe 1% of the population with all this shit before, right? With like they, them and all that other stuff. That didn't start till like 2016. And now I've met so many other like people in college through this and at work. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm like, I'd rather get fired than say, oh, did they do that? Or did them do that? Like, I'm not doing that shit. I don't have time for that. And honestly, it's always the women. It's never the men. It's very rare if it is men. I've met a few of them, but it's like, they don't last long. Like with work and stuff like that. They have such a mental health problem. And I think honestly what I've seen is always the internet. And I said this when I was younger, before like I even had a smartphone and stuff like that, or whatever you want to call an iPhone or Android then. I said this to people when I was in school. I'm like, the internet's gonna be our downfall, man. Like I was so young saying this. I was like under 10 years old or 12 years old. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I love the internet. It's fun. It used to be, at least. Now it's just trash, boring. It's the same thing, repetitiveness. You see the same videos almost all the time now in your algorithm. It gets to a point where it's like, okay, what's fun about this? Where's the dopamine hit? But like the main thing with the women part, right? They've been so propagandized since the 60s, I would say, more so than anything. And if you have a conversation with like any of these women, and here's the thing, I talk to a lot of different people, right? And I would say the boomer women are so much more competent, easier to talk to. I know a lot of people say they're baby and retarded. I mean, some of them are, but a lot of them just have values. Like, they have morals and strengths and everything. Like, they can think for themselves. They care about their family more. And they're not going to abandon their family if it was 1950 because they get their ass beaten. That's a joke, but some of them would do that. But it's like, at this point, we think about it, right? You talk to like the most women these days, they're going to trade their whole family for their own happiness. Men will sacrifice themselves for their family. These women won't. And it's just, they don't care how they do the men dirty. It's crazy. They're in like 20 different talking stages with like, 20 different people. They're getting clapped on every night by some other guy. And then they expect the best treatment ever on the planet. It's like, no, dude. Or you have the women who are confused. They're in like 20 different relationships. They're in a bisexual relationship. They're in a throuple. It's like, it's crazy out here. And we've seen this, like I was saying before, colleges have gotten worse. We've seen why. I've been on these campuses and it's like, I talk to people, I really don't give a shit. Like when I was in some of these classes, we were talking about, what was it the one time? Because English class was fun for me back when I was like, I guess a sophomore then. Maybe no, I was still a freshman. And we were talking about this. This was actually really fun. We got into like a gay adoption debate and I was going against it. I was like, I just don't think this is okay. I was like, some people are arguing with me saying that it's better than a broken home. I mean, I guess I understand that part, but it's like overall, it's not good for the kid, at least over and like later in life. You need a male figure in the household. You can't have these lesbian relations or just gay relationships. Like, it just does not work for these kids, and especially surrogacy as well. But that's beside the point in this video. I'll get that into another video. But it's like the women they hate men nowadays. I talked about this multiple times in other of my videos. This one girl I like met over 2 years ago now, maybe almost 3 years ago I met her, and she was just like, she hates men with a passion. She's married to one. This is the weirdest part with some of these women out there. You probably met them. They hate men, but they love dick. It's the craziest thing on the planet. I don't know why that's a thing all of a sudden, but that's true. It's like, they can't, I just don't understand that mentality though overall. They have high hypergamy, depends what car they drive, like for us, and it's just like a lot of us men, especially at my age, I'm only 25 now, we just don't want to be bothered or date anymore. Like, I'm a one-woman guy. I don't want to, like, keep looking around and shit like that. Like, right now, I'm retired for right now. I just can't do it. I'm not looking for nobody. I haven't been for the last almost year and a half, and I won't. I just don't feel like it. It's wasting my time. It's a waste of my money. For what? You to walk out a year or two because you get bored or some stupid shit because you can't commit. You have commitment issues and you're worried about shit and you care what your family and friends say. Fuck off and kill yourself. Okay, that I gotta stop. But it's like, seriously, that I don't like that mentality which a lot of these women have. And it's just, you walk around, you have conversation with your boys probably. We've all been through it. It's kind of like a canon event now. Like, if this is like the 1500s, this shit would never go on because it's like we needed each other. Now you don't. You don't need anybody because it's like one swipe away on Instagram. That's all it is. Or on TikTok or whatever you find these people, or a dating app. Dating apps are supposed to mess people up anyway. But now think about this. This is the main thing I really always hated, right? when I was talking to, I talked to different, get people's different opinions when I was in a relationship with, like, the friends and stuff. It's just the hypergamy, that's one. Two, this is the main thing I really hate more. The most thing I hate of anything in this generation is abortion. I hate that with a passion. It's murder. It's nothing else. You can't defend that. If you can defend it, I don't know how you can. I really don't. I've had so many abortion debates since I was about maybe 15, 16 years old. I've been ready to go. I'm like, I hate this with a passion. And it's like, we got to get that banned, man. Like, there has to be, we need morale in this country again. And that's the thing I just want to see. I want to have normal conversations with people. I want to be able to talk about stuff like this. But a lot of people get so butthurt and the men are so cool when I talk to other guys about this stuff. They're like, they're not for it. Sometimes there is a lot of men that do think it should be there. I don't think you're a real man if you agree with this. I just don't. I mean, I've had conversation with guys like this, and they get like, I don't know if it's like because they've been around so many women growing up, or they grew up in a woman household. I think it's just that's what it is, truly. And there's no God in their house. I can never defend abortion no matter what happens. I mean, I've had conversation with people. Nobody ever wants to have this conversation with me too. Like when I was in like a relationship, which is kind of funny. Like no one in the family or friends wanted to like debate me on it. I'm like, why not? Like, let's do it. Let's throw down on the mat. Like I'd be getting a little excited, a little charged up. But it's just, and then you had the pill as well. The pill really ruined women too, if we really think about that. That was made in what, the 50s, maybe 60s? I forget when the pill came out. I can't really remember the morning after pill. Or especially, I didn't even think about this till now. I don't know, I just got a little excited. But like, especially like birth control. Birth control really ruined women. What 15-year-old's not on it now? It's really disgusting. Like, I've seen this. I knew somebody who worked at like a pharmacy, and they were saying it's always like the kids under like 15, 16 years old, 17, who are like constantly on it, or college-age girls too. And they're like, what? Like, this is what the one dude was saying to me, because he worked at a pharmacist, or as in a pharmacy. He was saying to me the one time, he's like, I don't understand how people can even let their 15-year-old go on this. He's like, I don't care what, he was saying pretty much like what pros are on it. Supposedly, it helps your like, I can't think, your period, right? Your monthly, we'll call it. But that's what he was saying. And he was like, look, I understand. But he's like, I would never put my 15-year-old on that. He's like, I don't give a shit. He's like, that's not what it's, and a lot of the women today aren't using it for that anyway. Let's be honest. They're just using it to get loads blasted in them, which is disgusting, by the way. And I was like, you have a certain percentage and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, man. I really don't like where we've gotten from, like, I know times change. It's not going to be the same thing going forward in life, but it's just, you look around. And I'm an introvert. Like, I don't really, like, bother with people. I just think a lot. I try to read constantly and stuff like that. I don't chase women. They're a waste of my time. You try to check up on people. They don't like that either. It's just, especially the women now, it's just they're constantly, this is the problem. I actually have to blame the parents. That's what I think it is. I think it's a lot of the people from the 80s to the 90s when they became parents. They didn't get treated so well by their parents. They felt they were taught a different lesson. They hated their parents with a passion, which makes no sense to me. It's like, how about you try to listen to your parents? And it's just constantly the same thing over and over again. And this is like a repeating cycle, I want to say, since maybe the 40s. The boomers had everything perfect. They didn't have to worry about too much. They went to school, you went to church and stuff. And it's like, ever since the 60s hit, it was never the same for women. The college campuses, they're like, is it 60s? I think it's still 69% of college campuses, maybe a little bit lower, is still dominated by women. And there's barely any dudes on campus. And when you do see a guy on campus, it's like a low testosterone beta male dork. And I gotta be honest, these guys don't eat. Like, I was saying to the one time, this one dude was like, I'm gonna cut meat because it's bad for the environment. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, you can't think clearly for yourself? Or it's bad for the environment, so I'm gonna stop eating meat. So you're gonna get your avocado that took 8 planes to get over here, and then all your trucks to get here. And you're like, as your ground beef is maybe grown in Florida, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't think this way. They don't understand. A lot of people don't understand that. And it's really sad. I don't know if, like, maybe this is just me seeing this as, like, growing up now. Like, I've been into this stuff since I was super young, but you look around, it's like, lights are on, nobody's home. It's either golden retriever energy or people are just retarded. That's really just what it is. I don't want to say 90% of the population is, but I feel like we're getting towards that almost, especially in America. It's like, you have all these immigrants coming over, ruining things. And a lot of this is what I was saying, I'm going to tie into with the propaganda against women as well. It's just like, the white liberal women are the most annoying. I can't do it, dude. I can't. I feel like I'm a hateful guy. I'm not even hateful or cynical. It's just when you try to talk to the white liberal women, they're just like, they get so angry, their eyes start bugging out, they start tweaking, they start getting Asperger's or something, they start spurging out and shit. And it's like, you talk to them, they think that all these religions and stuff, look, I have no problem getting other religions, right? But it's like, they allow all these other people to come over from all the other different countries. And it's like, what is that solving? What is that doing? right? Because then they come over here and look at New York right now. It's like they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not normal to me that, like, we're losing America. America's not going to be what it once was. And this propaganda is ruining us. It's been like this since, like, the movies as well. It doesn't matter what it is, like The Notebook, for example, or people glorify cheating now. You go on any, like, Instagram reel or TikTok, you're going to see that. People are talking about how she cheated and how she's taught. Or did you see that one video, the one Asian girl, she was talking about, like, my husband left for work, now she's like, I get to go text the love of my life. And it was just like her side boy or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like her side boyfriend. And I don't know, guys. I don't know what we can do anymore with this shit. It's like, you just gotta stay, like, in your lane. It's not worth bothering these women. I don't know. I can't stand it. But I want to be brief in this video, but it's crazy. I don't know. Just, like, little thoughts I'm just throwing out there. I just didn't really think this one through. I wanted to spitball this video. I didn't, like, you know, think of anything or plan anything out. Normally I do. I've been starting to do that, but peace.